Hey guys, and welcome today to Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're going to play maybe the best path in the game, Anarchist Denmark. I know it might be a little weird to be playing such a small country and playing an anarchist path with them, but I think we can all agree it's one of the best paths out there. We have a lot of work to do though, switching anarchists and defending ourselves from the south. So in this mod, Denmark has a pretty big focus tree. It's not small by any means, but when Bermuda's focus tree looks like this, it's not too surprising that Denmark has a focus tree bigger than most countries in vanilla. To start off, there are two main branches though, support from neighbors or independent economic policy, and obviously to go anarchist, we're going with independent economic policy. It would be kind of crazy if you could get support from your neighbors to go anarchist. I don't know, it might be possible. Maybe if they were anarchists. We'll just do normal research, build up our industry. We will want to have a lot of stability and war support and stuff too, so we will increase that at every moment we can. Also, ideally the end game would be forming the Kalmar Union or proclaiming Nordic unity, but I don't know for sure if that makes much sense once you're anarchist. But yeah, this Danish workers' revolution is the anarchist path down here, but it's kind of difficult to achieve. The Great Depression is still hurting us here though. In this mod we start off with level 10 Great Depression, and we have our king too, Christian the 10th. That's interesting. I guess the Great Depression inherited the king's power level, and now we will reduce trade with the great powers, whatever that means. I guess, yeah, we at least own Greenland and Iceland, so this is more like a very wholesome anarchist Denmark, Iceland, and Greenland. I'm kind of surprised though that in this mod where Newfoundland and Bermuda are independent, Greenland and Iceland aren't subjects under Denmark, but that's fine, especially for us today. I'm sure there's a way to play as them, and they probably have a focus tree. So now that we've reduced trade, we can do both of these decisions here. They aren't mutually exclusive, and then we'll start going down this path on the left here first. We also have a lot of decisions to decrease the power level of the Great Depression. Like, we'll increase duties, which is a very positive focus. It even gives us minus 5% consumer goods while it's active. They're also much more expensive focuses like these two that use civilian factories and take consumer goods, but I'm guessing these are more for if we can't decrease it through the focuses or other decisions we unlock. Like, a lot of these focuses also decrease its level. Okay, and an anarcho-syndicalist has left the Communist Party. We'll make sure that he goes about and does whatever he wants. I think that gives us our first tiny bit of anarchist support. 1% now. Also, I know we were limiting trade, but I went on to free trade. The benefits are just good, and we don't have any resources, so there's no point in not going on to free trade. And people are dissatisfied with the government's slowness. Yeah, that's kind of to be expected. They're also mad at the workers' front, which increases anarchist support. And now we have several focuses here to get lots of factories. We'll probably first expand the role of the trade unions just to lessen the effects of the depression, but then we'll get 2 mills and 2 civs here, and then 2 mills and 2 civs here, and that'll put us at 6 military factories, which will be quite the massive change, honestly. Going from 2 to 6 is a big leap. That takes us from tiny, insignificant, powerless country to maybe minor nation. 6 mills and 36. Britain's doing their King Edward path, and I like how the first country to break free from Britain was Iraq. Of all the places to break free first. Okay, now we're gonna destroy our stability and political power, but it's worth it. That anarchism support is getting pretty high, 0.5% every day. And here, finally, the workers form their own authorities. Long live freedom. So now we're the Danish country of anarchism. Instead of legitimacy, we have anarchist unity. We'll have to fight against the treacherous Denmark. They probably have 1 division and we have 3, or I don't know. Everybody's embargoing us. Not surprising. Let's see, can we just capitulate them real quick? I don't know. It looks like they have 2 divisions, we have 3. Yeah, wow, now we're one united anarchist Denmark. I guess we won't be able to do forced industrialization anymore. We switched over too fast. So now that we're anarchist, a lot has changed. We have to deal with new things like feeling of danger, interest in industrial development, and requirement of foreign trade, which hopefully we won't require much foreign trade once we get some of our own resources and stuff. We also have all these decisions that we can pay with, unity or political power. We should be able to recruit an anarchist poet, though, to help us increase anarchist support. Naturally, anarchist poet. Also, in addition to the decisions, being anarchist affects other things about our nation, since the government isn't the government. All the other parties are disbanded, and we have different conscription laws, because without a government, I guess you can't really conscript people, and different economy laws, because we're anarchists, so those other economy laws don't really make sense anymore. And we have very low legitimacy, but especially once we get to that poet, it'll make the government very legitimate. Okay, so we made a printing house, a very fun mechanic, I'm sure. We can write newspapers and stuff, that's fun. So now we will form the Danish Workers' Union, get 3 more civilian factories and lessen the effects of the depression. Then we can do the Association of Blacksmiths and Mechanics, get some mills, also lessen the effects of the depression, and then we'll be very close to getting rid of the depression. We'll recruit the anarchist poet, because getting anarchist support is very important, because low legitimacy is very harmful, as opposed to high legitimacy, which has a lot of good benefits. In addition to war support, though, we have to worry about this feeling of danger. We need the feeling of danger to be high enough to authorize the formation of a people's militia and then the Red Guard. And then once we have formed those, we should have enough manpower to maybe go after Norway and Sweden. Maybe. I'm trying to build up a little navy, a small navy, to help us. Maybe take Norway first, because Sweden is kind of powerful. But we may be able to just cross the straits here. I really don't know. So yeah, we'll create an image of the external enemy, show them how scary we are, or no, show our people how scary they are. Everybody else in the world has embargoed us, so they're already plenty scared. We'll also start advertising our newspaper distribution. I really like how we're running our own newspaper company or something. So there's some good decision cycles we can do here. Like, we can do this decision to increase anarchist unity with political power, and then use anarchist unity to get more political power. I might just be breaking even here, but I feel like it's a good thing. I guess I better pull out a calculator and do some math. And the British Empire, our last source of steel, embargoed us. Now we can't get any steel. Maybe there's a way in our focus tree that we can get steel. No. Maybe a decision? I don't think there is, but we kind of need something. Well, at least we can still buy weapons on the black market. That might be the only way that we can get equipment right now, besides slowly producing it with no resources. Like, I think the only country that'll trade with us is Newfoundland, of course. I'm not gonna pay 1 factory for 3 steel, though. Oh, but there they are, the last country in the world with steel. We can at least decrease this requirement of foreign trade to decrease our penalty for lack of resources, so we can build equipment better with no resources. Okay, so now we're going to do some classic ransacking of nobleman homes maneuvers, and then move into Sweden and Norway. Looks like Iceland can potentially become independent, but they're not, so we don't have to worry about them. Like, Sweden's army is smaller than ours though, but I just worry about getting across this strait. So here we are. I'm gonna do the focus. Both Sweden and Norway are very resource rich, so if we take out one of them, we get access to a lot of resources, and then when we take out both, we can form the anarchist Kalmar Union. Even better than the original. So here we go. Let's see. Hopefully Norway doesn't have their navy set out. They don't, and that's good. That's all we needed, was them to be lazy and not put their navy on high alert. And now they're done for. They have divisions, they just don't have enough divisions to stop our 12 divisions. Yeah, luckily though, none of these guys have any supply. Their last victory point isn't a victory point. I think it just randomly decided that it's in this state because it's the only state they fully own. And good, Norway has capitulated. That's what I like to see. We'll take all their states because we will be able to make them cores after we deal with Sweden. Now, I think we immediately go after Sweden. There's really no point in waiting any longer. We technically have the bigger army, so we should be able to win. I'll just wait for these divisions to be able to deploy. Okay, and this is very complicated, but there are 3 ways we can get cores on Norway, I've learned. We can use the anarchist mechanics that allow us to get cores on the entire world, I believe. We can use this decision to integrate Norway, or we can form the Kalmar Union. Forming the Kalmar Union is the best one though, because it doesn't cost anarchist unity, and it doesn't cost political power. We just get the Kalmar Union for free. So ideally, we just do this. We'll see what happens though. Things are complicated elsewhere in the world. Japan and Germany are in the Axis together, and Japan has declared war on the Soviet Union, but the Soviet Union's in a civil war. I don't think Japan's gonna do anything unless they declare war on the other Soviet Union, which I don't think they are gonna do. China seems to be fine, I guess. Okay, and that actually wasn't too bad. So now we can form the Kalmar Union at last, and we exist as the Scandinavian anarchist communes today. I think it'll update to core states soon. Scandinavia is unified, and at long last, we have resources. A lot of resources. We no longer have so much requirement on foreign trade. We're finally getting rid of the Great Depression. I think we might just be a major power. No, not quite. But that is all for today. I will make a part 2 where we go into Finland and beyond, maybe an anarchist world